Right, so with two survival series going on, it's going to get a little chaotic. Hmm? Right, I'm gonna have one survival series on the friggin' server where somebody's made some decorational stuff. This is interesting. Maybe they moved the trees out of there. Put some lights up there. You think this is Disney or someone else? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just check the mailbox. There's a lot about the server I don't understand. So I was thinking an experiment because there's a lot to do with the towns that I don't understand. Because the permissions thing where I control what goes on in my town, what's allowed, what's not allowed, it's interesting. Because, mobs can get in. They can't spawn in my town, but they can spawn outside and waltz, just kind of walk their way in. And then after a minute, they disappear. But I've had a mob walk into my town and attack me. They've hit me before they disappeared. So I could get killed by a mob in my town as long as I start on low enough health. I mean, with all this, it's going to be hard. While it's not allowed. While the server commands, the rules of the game say it's not allowed. So in other words, it's more lenient than it actually says it is. So I want to know exactly what I've got to be careful for. So as I said, I'm going to experiment. I thought I'd set up in this video a TNT cannon, and I'd fire TNT into my base. I'm probably going to claim a new piece of land to do this testing bit on, because explosions are off in my base. But if something were to be started outside of my town and find its way inside my town, I don't know if it would actually prevent it from happening. So I'm curious. So I'm going to do a little experiment. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But for now, I'm going to go farm some... Who done this? Somebody left this full... Oh, what the heck? Excuse me. Somebody's built a goddamn fortress overnight. What is this? Disney's base? Are you kidding? Disney, the person that made that little cabin thing in the middle of my freaking... That's who made this. I mean, I'll admit, it lacks like a... It's not very fine. Not fine-tuned or anything like that, but like, dude. They made a freaking nether castle-ish thing. What the heck? What have you been up to, Disney? What does GB mean? Mine? Disney, what have you been up to? This would be another wart, probably. She got a big old nether portal. I guess it's private to her. Yep. She's got crying obsidian and obsidian in the walls. Yeah, I don't understand the whole deal with like the the basalt and the gravel and the nether brick, but it seems like this is at least a little bit orderly, and then the netherrack, for crying out loud. What the heck? I go to mine some sand and I discover Disney's been making a freaking fortress. Who knows what she's planning to do with it? Gunpowder and lava. Oh yes, and my netherrack. Basically gone. So yeah, she took all the netherrack in my chest. And she up and used it to build her castle. Well, the reason I didn't put anything private on it, the reason I didn't make that a private chest is because I didn't really care what happened to my netherite. But jeez, she used a lot of it. I would have never guessed. Like, holy crap. So I'm just going to set it right outside my land. It doesn't. It didn't explode anything. I set it just a block further. It didn't do anything. Okay, so now I'm going to go a ways away from my base and see if I can blow things up with TNT there. Let's try here. That worked. Okay, let's try it a larger distance away. Oh, that worked. Let's try 4 blocks. That didn't work. No, it doesn't? Okay, so maybe I was thinking 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that blow up? Yes, it does. Now let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that. Okay, it did blow up. Okay, so that still hurt, even though it was within the boundary. It's still there. And it still hurts. But it doesn't break blocks. Which is interesting. Right, so the next thing I was going to do, I'm going to set up a little trap outside of... But I'm starting to think that what if I made it like a... Kind of like, you know those fairy tale beggar stories you hear about? Where like, oh, you know, the poor pitiful person on the street asks for money and the merciful, you know, kind-hearted person who gives them something that, you know, would help them, something they can spare. You know, they're blessed with some sort of, you know, I don't know, help, some good feeling stuff, because, you know, the poor person can't really give much, but poor person in this case would be disguising themselves to be looking poor, because that's what they do. When in actuality there's some sort of enchanter, enchantress, and they're just, I don't know, looking for people to mess with. So they disguise themselves to look like poor idiots, but in reality they're these magic people that are just looking to tempt the wicked, as it were. So people who need to learn a lesson, they're taught a lesson. Jerks who treat the poor person like trash are cursed, and, you know, what goes around comes around, sort of a situation. So maybe I'll build this place to be a little bit like that, you know. It's outside of the town. It's gonna look just a touch run down. Inside it there will be 2 chests. One chest will be a give chest, one chest will be a take chest. And in the take chest, I will put maybe a diamond, something valuable. You know? And in the give chest, I'll have nothing. anybody who happens to wander in, and I'm not saying anyone will, as my situation is, I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. So it's not likely that anybody's just going to come wandering along. So this structure is just for my own benefit, you know? Something I felt like doing, so I'm doing it. Whoa. Why am I in Sydney? Spawn is being made better. You're right. Mending. Alright. Oh. Bit of an idiot sometimes, aren't I? Sweet. So now you're fine. You don't take the diamond. And you give something instead. So there you go. That's what that looks like. I made a little house that can teach you a lesson about giving. You enter it. You admire the workmanship of the strange lumpiness throughout the house, and then there's a give chest and there's a take chest. If you open the take chest, you see a diamond. If you want to take the diamond, you might just, sacrifice your life. If you give something to the give chest, you get a book of mending. Isn't that sweet? Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe. It helps. And goodbye. I'll see you in the next video.